I thank the gentlewoman for yielding. I rise today in support of House Resolution 905. As many of us stood on this floor and said, we have planes that can't fly, ships that can't sail, and troops that can't deploy. Under the Obama administration, we saw an alarming trend where we allowed our armed forces to be hollowed out, and we allowed a critical readiness crisis to develop. Over the last 2 years, members of the House Armed Services Committee and others have fought tirelessly to ensure our military gets the level of funding they need, not only to fix our current readiness crisis, but also to build up our force to a size to match the current threat environment, which is the most complex one we've faced since World War II. While I'm proud of the work we've done so far to raise the top-line defense number, the critical piece to the puzzle. Continuing resolutions are just as detrimental to our national security as the Budget Control Act caps. Every day we don't pass the defense appropriations bill, we are denying resources to our service members and making it harder for them to do their job. Continuing resolutions and budgetary uncertainty also end up costing the taxpayers more money. The Secretary of the Navy has said that the Department of Navy alone wasted $4 billion since 2011 because of continuing resolutions. That's $4 billion of real money that could have been used to fund more ships, more planes, or more maintenance. Under a continuing resolution, the Department of Defense and the services are not allowed to enter into any new contracts. Every year we have delayed the timelines of scheduled maintenance availabilities and procurement schedules. All of these things are crucial to maintain deployment rotation and ensure the U.S. presence is felt around the world. Compare this to your personal finances. For half the year, you're able only to pay your recurring expenses, like car payments and utilities. You know you get some money later in the year for new things you don't want to buy or invest in. However, you don't know how much you'll get or where you'll get it. Does that sound frustrating and ineffective? We have the world's greatest military, yet we're hamstringing them with an irresponsible funding cycle. Let me put this in very blunt terms. The inability of Congress to pass government funding bills on time has endangered the health, safety, and lives of our service members. Just look at the aviation accidents and recent collisions of Navy ships. These incidents can be blamed, at least in part, on the readiness crisis. As members of Congress, we have a responsibility here. We're not the ones on the front lines and deployed around the world, but we play an integral role, getting those service members their funding on time. In a time where we face great power competition with Russia and China, radical Islamic extremists in the East, and Iran and North Korea, there's no shortage of national security priorities. Here in the House, we have passed our defense funding bill on time yet again, but we need our colleagues in the Senate to follow suit. I know it's a priority for my Alabama colleague, Senate Appropriations Chairman Richard Shelby, to get our military funded. So I hope we can do our job responsibly and on time.
30 seconds.
The gentleman is recognized for an additional 30 seconds.
Let's not let petty political games get in the way of funding our nation's military, protecting our service members, and ensuring the safety and security of the American people. Let's pass this resolution and demonstrate our strong commitment to passing a defense funding bill before the end of the fiscal year, and I yield back.